So just a quick video on the Model 3 Highland steering wheel creaking noise. Mine started off as sort of like a ticking noise, like a light ticking noise, and then graduated to like a full-fledged just creaking like an old rocking chair. But I saw a lot of posts on Reddit and the Tesla forums. Some people said that they went to the service center and they replaced the steering wheel. It was fine for like a week or a month, and then it came back. Some people said that the service center actually pulled something apart, tightened it down, and that fixed the problem for a week, and it came back. Nobody had a permanent fix. Tesla said, of course, that they've never seen it before, even though I know probably a dozen people dealing with it. But you also sort of have to understand that Tesla's they're more of a replace than repair service center. All of these QR codes are there for a reason. They just basically scan the part and have you come back once it's in stock, and they just replace the piece. So an example of that would be like if this scroll wheel or any of these buttons stopped working, they wouldn't go through the hassle of pulling this whole thing apart to replace this switch or button like I've done in the past. They would just replace the whole steering wheel. So keep that in mind. But this is more of a permanent fix. Like I said, I tried everything with double-sided felt. Nothing worked. It was getting to the point where I was like losing my mind. So I took it apart for the fourth time. Steering wheel's off the car. It doesn't need to be, and I'll explain why. There's a million videos on how to pull an airbag or pull the steering wheel from the car, so I won't go too far in detail with it. But there is a hole on each side of the steering wheel. One on each side. You can see the tool kind of coming through right there. And what that does, it just releases the airbag module. And what it's doing is there's this little horseshoe. This is the horn module. It kind of stands off with springs down, and then these 4 brass contacts that you see there, and there make contact with those shiny ones there, and there when you press down. So that screwdriver is actually going through this hole and depressing this spring. There's actually a spike, looks like a chrome spike that comes through here that has a groove in it, and this spring sort of captures that groove. So all you're trying to do is just release that. When you pop the left side, it'll tweak this way. Bring it over to the other side, it'll tweak back out that way, and then just pull the airbag and the horn out at the same time. It will be connected by one connector on this side that looks very much like this one here. So you pull that guy out. It's just depress the top, depress the bottom, pull it out. That will allow you to pull the whole airbag and horn assembly out, set it down on the seat, the floor, whatever. And then you're kind of left with this. This would technically still be plugged into the car. You'd have a huge nut here that holds the steering wheel to the hub. And then you've got one purple wire here that attaches to this, and that's what connects the horn. So when those brass parts touch, that's what sends the signal to make the horn make a sound. So you're going to take a T30 Torx. I think it's a T30. It's right there. Yeah, it's a T30. And you're going to pull all 4 of those bolts out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And unplug that little purple guy here. And then you're going to pull the horseshoe out. So you basically just release the airbag, 1 connector, purple connector, 4 bolts, horseshoe comes out, and it exposes the problem, which is this guy right here and this one right here. So this is a teeny tiny little screwdriver. This is a T15, I believe, yes, T15. So T15 Torx, these weren't even hand tight. They weren't even like 2 finger tight on a teeny tiny screwdriver like this. They were just super, super loose. So I knew I probably figured it out once I uncovered that. But what I did was I just pulled them out put a dab of red Loctite on the back of each one of them, and then cranked them down pretty hard. There's a lot of meat on the back of the steering wheel, so you can kind of see where those come up here and here. And this is probably like an 1/8 inch thick. So there's definitely a lot of meat there. And this is very, very hard. There's some aluminum and there's some hard like Delrin plastic, but you can definitely put some force into it, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna strip out or anything. But tightening those down solved the problem. Like, done, no issues, no creaking. I've tweaked on it as hard as I possibly could, and absolutely nothing. So don't need to pull the steering wheel. Just like I said, about three basic steps. That should solve the problem. Something real fast. A lot of people on the console Squeak fix video were asking about the carbon fiber on the console. This is the same thing. It's from hillsmade.com. They do everything. They do the horn buttons. I find those a little bit tacky, but insert is a little bit more subtle. So I bought the whole thing, but I just haven't used these. So that's just a veneer. It's like a really thin matte carbon veneer that matches the dash and the console and stuff. And then the other thing that I did was, a lot of people hate shifting on screen with the Highland. I missed my stocks a little bit, so it was getting sort of annoying swiping the screen. So what I did was, some of you might be familiar with this. This is actually, I believe they're a German company. These are sexy buttons. It's S3XY. And what this is it's a module, basically, that, like a Bluetooth module that it's a commander is what they call it, that bolts to the ECU of the car on the passenger side footwell. And you can pretty much program these to do whatever you want. So I've got one for drive, and then I've got the other one for reverse, and they sort of work like paddle shifters. They're like right there. So super fast and easy. It's I think it's actually quicker than the stocks, because when I would flip down to go into drive with the stocks, if I didn't push it down long enough or hard enough, it wouldn't go into drive. I'd step on the gas, nothing would happen. So this is like, if you hear the click, it's done. It's already in drive. So super fast, super convenient. Plus there's so many other options, like popping doors, how to pop the frunk, like half presses on a door handle can do something. I mean, there's a million different things you can do with them. So very cool. Sort of glad I got it for this, but it's been beneficial for like so many other things. So anyways, hope this is helpful. Like I said, just leave the steering wheel in the car, find those two bolts, and you should be good to go.